반갑습니다.
Good morning.
소개받은
I'm Dr.
이렇게 좋은
Suhan
자리에
Oh. Thank you very much for
참석해서 이렇게
inviting me.
강연할 수 있게. 오늘 제가 잡은 주제는 이제
Today
디지털
I'm going to talk
테크놀로지와
about
임플란트 서저리
the
수술과
digital technology
관련해서
and implant
어떻게
surgery.
콜라보레이션 했을 때
How
좋은
they
결과
can be
또는 아름다운 결과가
collaborated
나올 수 있느냐 하는 건데
generate beautiful
사실은 제가
outcome.
그 아름답다는 말을 표현을 했는데
I use
사실은
the
어려운
word
말이긴
beautiful,
하죠.
which is
근데
a difficult
우리가
word.
최종적인 그 아름다움을 추구한다는
We
측면에서
pursue
제가 이렇게
beauty
제목을
ultimately,
잡아봤습니다.
so I
모든
put that
케이스가
word
다
in the title.
아름답게 끝날 수는 없습니다만
Not all the cases can
우리의
end up
목표를
as
특히
beautiful, but
디지털적인
we
기법을
can set
활용했을
that
때는
as a goal,
정말
especially
좋은
when we
결과가 나올 수
use a
있다는
digital
것을
dentistry,
여러분과
good
같이
outcome,
함께 하고
beautiful
싶습니다.
outcome can be
특히
achieved.
수술과 관련해서는
Regarding
디지털이 우리한테 주는
the surgery,
디지털과 콜라보레이션 했을 때
when
어떻게
we
어떤
collaborate
면에서
with the digital,
궁극적으로 좋은 결과를 보낼
what
수 있을까?
good
이
results
다섯
can
가지
be gained,
정도의
maybe these
면에서
five.
좋은 결과를 보일 수 있다고 생각합니다.
We can
그래서
gain good
오늘은
results.
이 다섯
So
가지
today
내용들을
I'm going to
제가 한
talk
증례를
about
중심으로 해서
these
말씀드릴까
five
합니다.
using my cases.
첫 번째, 디지털이
First,
가장 우리에게 시사하는 좋은 점은 predictability, 즉 예측
digital gives
가능성입니다.
us
예측
predictability.
가능성이라는 것은 내 치료의 결과를
The outcome
진단과
of my
치료 계획의
treatment
단계에서부터
can be
결과를 확인하고
identified
볼 수 있다는
from the
것인데
diagnosis and
이것은
planning stage.
어떤 치료 방법이나 또는
So
진료의
you can
방법
predict
또는
the
환자의
outcome.
소통 이런 것들을 전부 다
And,
미리 계산하고
you can
예측하고
estimate
그다음에
how to
이루어질 수
communicate that
있다는
with your
것입니다.
patients and how to
이런
achieve the
면에서는
goal.
환자에게 동의를 얻고
So we can
환자를
get the
설득해서
agreement and we can
훌륭한
persuade
임플란트
the patient
결과로
to
이어지는데 굉장히 큰 도움을 주는데요.
accept
이
the
환자도
treatment. It is very
보시다시피
helpful if you use a
45
digital
남자
approach.
환자였는데 이렇게 살고
45-year-old
있었습니다.
male, he was
45년 동안 이렇게
something like this
식사를 하면서
for 40,
왜 병원에 가지
45 years.
않았느냐라고 했을 때
He was eating
너무
with this,
무섭다는 거예요.
and he was so
진료
afraid
임플란트
of
수술에
getting
소문만
dental
들어도 그다음에
treatment, so
정말
he didn't go
체어에만 누워도
to a
벌벌 떠는
dentist. So
그런
he was
환자였었는데
really
이
trembling
환자를
in
어떻게
a
하면
chair.
설득해서
So how can
임플란트
we
진료로
persuade
훌륭한
him
결과로 이어지게 할 수 있을까
to get,
했을 때 이런
implant
디지털
treatment?
가이드
So digital
수술의
guide
시뮬레이션이
surgery. The
굉장히 도움이
simulation
됐습니다.
was very
환자에게
helpful in
이런
persuading
결과를
him.
미리
So
보여주고
we can show
그
the outcome
결과를
in
충분히
advance,
이룰 수 있겠다는 자신감을
and we
또는
can
확인을
have
환자와
confidence
같이
in the result,
이룸으로써 그
and we
환자에게
can get the agreement
나도
from
이렇게
the
될 수
patient, and
있구나라는
the
것을
patient
확신을
can
심어줬고
envision what
그래서
will happen at the end
많은
of
결과
the
고민
treatment.
끝에
So
수술을 치료를 시작하게
the
되었죠.
treatment
사실은
was able to be
이렇게 많은 수의 임플란트를 정확하게
A lot of implants were to be
식립을 해서
placed
결과를
very
좋은 결과를
accurately,
보인다는 것은 사실은
and
어려운
the
일일 수 있습니다. 하지만
getting
우리가
good
디지털
outcome would
덴티스트가
be
많은
challenging.
발전을
However,
하고 시행착오를
thanks
겪으면서
to digital dentistry
지금은
and
환자한테
a lot
훨씬
of trials and
편의롭게
errors,
쉽게 이렇게 많은 수의
easily
임플란트도 정확하게
a lot of
식립할 수
implants can be
있는
placed in
시기가
the patient
되었습니다. 우선
today.
상하게 치아
First,
중에서 몇 개의 치아를 남겨놓고 그
several
치아를
teeth
이용해서
on the
앵커를
maxilla
잡아서
remain,
가이드를
and that
만들었고요. 그
work like
가이드대로
anchors,
임플란트를 식립하고
and
나머지
guided
있는
implant
치아는
surgery
나중에
was done,
2차 가이드를
and the
사용해서
rest
발걸을 하고 임플란트를 식립했습니다.
were
화학에서도 마찬가지로 가이드를
actually,
이용해서 식립한
the
치아를
other implants
중심으로
were
해서
placed using guided
임플란트를 거의
surgery later
플랩리스로
as well.
식립했고요.
Flapless
식립한
placement
임플란트에
was
이렇게
achieved,
인터림
and the
어버트먼트를
abutments
세우고 그다음에
were
그것을
inserted,
곧바로 이제 임프레션 테이킹 해서
impression was
곧바로
taken,
템포라리를 해줬는데요.
and we moved
다행히도
on to
임플란트는
temporaries,
계획된 대로
and
정확한
implants
방향과 위치대로
were
식립되었고
placed
다행히
in accurate positions as
골질이
planned,
나쁘지
and the
않아서
bone
몇
quality
개의
was not
임플란트에
bad,
곧바로 이미디 로딩을
immediate
위한
loading
어버트먼트를
on a silver
세울 수가 있었습니다.
implants
그래서 환자는 그
was
다음
done,
날
and
저희는 주로
2 days
수술하고
later,
난 다음에 곧바로
after
오랄
surgery,
스캔을 하고요.
we
그다음에
use the oral
템포라리를
scanning
디자인해서
and the temporary
임플란트
is designed,
템포라리제이션을 곧바로
and the
시행하는데
temporization is
상막과
immediately
하악의
delivered on the upper
템포라리를
and lower
이렇게
jaws.
딜리버리 할 수
The
있었고요.
temporary
환자는 정말 달라진
was
세상에
delivered,
이틀 만에
in
달라진
2 days,
세상을 경험할 수
the
있었고 내가
patient
이렇게 어려운 큰
experienced
수술을 받을 수 있었다니
big
그다음에
difference.
내 얼굴에
And
또는 내
he
입안이
had gone
이렇게 변화가
through
될 수 있었다니
big surgery,
놀라워할 수
and he
있었습니다.
was amazed at the
그래서 한 3,
change that
4개월의
he
힐링 기간을 거치고 난 다음에
achieved.
프로비저널을
So
2차로
provisional
만들었었는데요.
crown, the second
물론 저
provisional
프로비저널
crown
기간
was
동안에
made
저
during
템포라리가
the
한두 번 정도 이제
provisional
탈락이 되거나
period.
깨지는 부분도 있었습니다.
The
하지만
temporary
이제 미리 탈락된
broke,
부분을 미리 저희가 미리 제작을 해서
we
탈락된 상태로 병원에 오면은
prefabricated
곧바로 템포라리를 다시
the temporary
장착해
in
주는
advance
방식으로
so
해서
that if something happens, we can
임플란트를
deliver
이제 마무리할 수
the
있었고요.
temporary
특히 보철
to the
단계에서
patient,
임플란트가
especially
정확하게
during
식립되었기
prosthetic
때문에
phase.
저렇게
The
이렇게
implants
ER
were
타입의 임플란트, 즉
placed
언제든지
accurately.
탈착이 가능한
So
임플란트가
ER-type
보철적으로
implant can be
만들어질 수
inserted
있었고요.
and
그래서 상하악을 전부 다
removed easily.
3세그멘트로
So
임플란트를
3-segment
식립하고
implants
보철이 마무리할 수 있었습니다.
were done
그래서
with the
이
prosthesis
환자가 수술 전의 상태하고
pre-op,
수술 후에
post-op.
예측된 그
the
결과하고
estimated
그다음에 수술의
results
결과하고
of the surgery
비교를
and actual
해봤을 때
results. If
환자에게
you
과연
compare
내가
them,
정말 자신 있게 이런 결과를
we
환자한테 알려줄 수 있고 그
say
결과가
to the
정말
patient
실제로
what
일어날 수
will happen
있는가라는
as a result of
것을
the treatment.
자신감 있게
And
말할
we
수
can
있다면
confidently say
우리
the
디지털
outcome,
덴티스트리,
estimated
디지털
outcome will be
테크놀로지가
realized
정말로 우리에게
thanks to the digital
많은
technology.
도움과 특히
It is
환자에게도
very helpful
도움을 줄 수
for
있다고
us as well as
생각이
to the
듭니다.
patients.
이 두 번째 증례도 굉장히
In
재미있는
this
케이스인데요.
second case, which
이
is
환자도
interesting,
55세 남자였는데
55-year-old
상당히
male.
성격이 좀 예민한 환자였었고
Patient was
자기의
quite sensitive
심리적인 또는
and
이
psychologically
얼굴 또는 치아의 모양에 대해서 관심이
he
많았었지만
was keenly sensitive
폐료가 좋지
about
않아서
his facial
전치부가
and
플레어링
teeth
되었고
forms.
후치부는
Because of
이렇게
the period
오랫동안의
problem,
이덴트로스
the
상태로
anterior teeth
버티컬
were
디멘전도
flared,
무너져 있는
and the
상태로
vertical
지내고
dimension
있다가
is collapsed.
물론 사실은 사회생활도 굉장히
And,
바쁘신 분이고
he's very
그다음에
busy
남하고
socially,
대화를
and,
한다든지
he
발표한다든지 이런
talks
그런 기회가
to
많은
people, and
환자인데
he makes
사실은
a lot
어찌할
of
바를 모르고
presentations,
지내고
and he
있었습니다.
did
그래서
not know what
저한테
to do.
특별히
And
처음에 한 말이
In the initial visit,
제가
he said,
이렇게 이것을 임플란트로 할 수 있을까요?
can
틀리면
I
하기
have
싫은데요.
implants? I don't want a denture.
어쩌면 좋을까요?
What
그
should I
다음에
do?
임플란트 하는 기간이 굉장히 길다고 하는데
And I
그
heard
사이에 내가
implants
사회생활을
will
할 수
take a long
있을까요?
time. Would my
이런 것이 가장
activities,
큰
the social
문제
activities
또는
be
첫 번째
interfered
요구
by that?
사항이었고요.
So that was his
제가
first
이 환자를
request.
설득하는
And
과정에서
I persuaded him.
디지털
In
가이드
the
시스템에
process,
의한
I talked
디자인을
about the
시뮬레이션
digital guided
해주어서 보여주고
system.
당신은
It was
이렇게
designed
치아를
and
만들어줄 수
simulated.
있겠다.
And I
더군다나
told
치아를
him
만들었을 때
the teeth
치유
would be
기간
like
동안에도
this, and during
치유
healing
기간 동안
period,
5, 6개월 걸리는 치유 기간
which is
동안에도
5 to
이런
6
상태의
months,
임시치아를 만들어서
then
사회생활을 할 수 있다는 것을
teeth like this
설득했습니다.
can be used,
보시다시피
and he can continue with the social
상하
activities.
교합 고경이 무너져 있는 상태였기 때문에
So the occlusal
저렇게 치아를
VD
만들려면
collapsed
사실은
to
VD를
make
올려야 됩니다.
Teeth like that, we
VD를
need to
처음부터 올릴
raise
수는
VD,
없겠죠.
and we cannot do it from the
임플란트의
start.
치유가 완전히 일어난 다음에
After
치아를
healing of
템포라를
implants,
이용해서 VD를
using
올려야겠지만
teeth,
이
the
환자에
VD should
있어서는
be
치유
raised,
기간
but
동안에
during the
픽스드
healing period,
브릿지를
the
해줘야
fixed
된다는
bridge should be delivered.
부담감이 있었죠.
That was a burden to
하지만
me,
제가
but
임플란트를 식립하고 곧바로 즉시
I placed
부활을
the
통해서
implants,
임시치아를
and
만들어준다면
it was immediately
저렇게 VD가
loaded,
올라간 상태로
and the VD
고정이 된다
can
하더라도
be
디지털 가이드
raised,
시스템과
and digital
디지털
guided
덴티스트리의
system
많은
and the digital
기법들을 활용한다면
dentistry,
가능하겠다
various techniques
생각해서
can be
환자를
utilized. This can
설득했습니다.
be
그래서 환자는 동의를
possible.
했고요.
So
그
I
다음에
received the
다행히
agreement from
분석을
the
해봤을
patient,
때
and
임플란트가 들어가는
fortunately, if you
위치에
analyze it, implant
볼은
site,
어느 정도는 있었습니다. 근데
the
구치부에서는 이제
bone was
상악성
there.
고리식도 해야 되고
However, in the
전치부에서는
posterior
측방
region,
고리식이 필요했습니다만
sinus lift was necessary,
다행히
and
그 위치가
lateral
어느 정도
bone
리즈너블한
graft
위치고
was
충분하게
necessary,
에스테틱한
but it was
아까
reasonably
보여드렸던 그
done,
결과를 보여줄
and
수
aesthetic results
있다라고 생각을 해서 수술에 들어갔고요.
could be
수술은
achieved. So we
발치하고
did the
며칠 후에
surgery,
진행하였습니다. 한 1, 2주
that
정도
was
지난 다음에
about a couple of
발치험한
weeks
힐링된
after
상태로
extraction. when
가이드를
extraction
만들어서
socket was
임플란트를
healed,
플랩니스로
the guide is
식립하고요.
made
미리
and implants were placed
어버트먼트를
flapless.
제작해서 저렇게
Abutments were
장착한 다음에
prefabricated and
고리식이 필요한
delivered,
부위에는
and
다시
where
열어서
bone grafting
고리식을
is
진행했습니다.
necessary, it is
고리식을
opened
진행하고 난
and bone
다음에
grafting was done. After that,
이것을 그대로 인상을 떠서
impression
즉시
was
부활을
taken
했는데요.
and
사실은 이미지
they
로딩을
were
위해서
immediately
추가로
loaded.
필요한 임플란트의 인셜
Additionally,
스테빌리티가 좋은 부분에서 임플란트를
when
추가로 2개 정도 더
initial
식립해서
stability
그걸
was
이용해서
good, a couple of
이미지
more
로딩을 하려고
implants
했었고요. 거기에
were
맞춰서
to be
임플란트
placed.
어버트먼트를 곧바로
So,
인상을 떠서
abutments,
템포라리제이션을 저렇게 해주었습니다.
The impression was taken for the temporization. As you can see,
어버트먼트에 의한 또는 템포라리에 의한 VD가 저렇게 올라간 것이
VD is
보이시죠?
raised by
저 VD가 3,
temporary
4개월 동안 또는 4, 5개월
abutments.
동안
So
잘 유지될
for
수 있느냐?
4 to
그다음에 저
5 months,
템포라리가
can that be
서로
maintained?
리지드하게 커넥션돼서
And the
임플란트가
temporaries
인테그레이션의
are
지장을
rigidly
받지 않을
connected.
정도로 잘 유지될 수
And
있느냐라는
can that be
것이 큰
maintained, not
포커스였었죠.
to
그래서
interfering
그
with
환자에게 여러
the
가지
osseointegration.
옵션들을 제공한
So
다음에
I offered the
임플란트가
various options to the
계획한 대로
patient,
잘
and the implants,
정말로 실행되었느냐를 보여주었습니다.
I
당신은 이렇게 될 수
showed
있고
him
이렇게
that,
치료가 될 수 있겠다라고
the
했을
result
때
would be
환자는
predictable, and
만족을
this is the
했었고요.
result,
저
and that the
템포라리를
patient was
소중하게
satisfied, and
생각하면서
the
3, 4개월
patient
동안 잘 유지했고
maintained the
그다음에 4,
temporaries,
5개월이 무사히 지난 다음에
thinking
세컨
that's very
프로비저널을
precious,
제작하였습니다.
and the
이
second
세컨
provisional
프로비저널을 제작할 때에는
was fabricated.
이제 추가로 식립되었던 임플란트를 제거하고
Additionally,
원래 예정된
placed
임플란트에 다시
implants were
어버트먼트를
removed,
장착해서
and
오랄 스캔하고
originally
임프레션을
planned
떠서
implants
세컨
was
프로비저널을
placed,
제작했고요.
and
세컨
second provisional
프로비저널의 적응 기간을 거친 다음에
was
파이널
fabricated.
보철물이
After adaptation,
제작되었습니다.
final
파이널 보철물을
was
보시면은 저희가
fabricated. If you look at the
수술
final
전에
prosthesis,
계획했던 치아의 모양과
the
진지바 이머전시
gingiva
프로파일과
emergency
치유 쪽으로의
profile
형태가 그대로 어느
and
정도는 잘 유지된
teeth
것을 볼 수
forms
있고요. 그 다음에
from the planning
높아진
stage
VD가
is
환자의
realized,
교합 체계가 높아진
and
VD대로
the
잘
VD
재형성된 것을 볼 수
raised.
있습니다. 그래서 그런 것이 환자에게는
stabilized,
설득력 있게
so we can
다가올 수 있었고요. 그 다음에 저희가
persuade the
디지털
patient
덴티스트리를 활용해서
to accept this
환자의
treatment.
결과를
Using
미리
the distal
예측할 수
dentistry,
있는 이
we can estimate
프레딕터빌리티라는
the outcome of the
측면에서
treatment.
환자는 크게
So
만족하고
treatment
환자를
is very
설득해서
predictable.
임플란트 진료로
So we could
이행될 수 있었다고
persuade
생각합니다.
the patient to accept
두
implant
번째 좋은
treatment.
점은
The second
스테빌리티라고
benefit of
표현해봤습니다.
distal
안정성인데요. 이
dentistry
안정성이라는
is
말은
stability.
임플란트 수술의 안정성이죠.
stability of
임플란트
implant
수술의
surgery.
안정성은 뭘로 보장이
How
될까요?
can we ensure the stability?
임플란트를 정확한 위치에 심는 것이
We can guarantee
임플란트
the
모든
accurate
수술의 안정성을 좌우한다고 봅니다. 그래서
positioning of
서지컬
implant
가이드를
leading to
활용하고
stability.
다른 여러
Using
가지의
surgical
디지털
guide
덴티스트리
and
기법을 활용해서
various digital
임플란트를
dentistry
정확하게
techniques can
식립하고
be
정확한 보철로
used.
이어진다면 우리가 시행하는 주변의
Then
많은
accurate
수술들, 특히 본그래프트나
prostheses can be
CT 그래프트 같은
made.
연조직
Bone
수술의
graft, CT
안정성을
graft,
결정적으로 기여할 수 있다고
stability can be
생각합니다.
achieved as
좋은
well.
케이스가 있는데요.
So this
이
is a
환자는
good
상악
case.
전치부에 무너진
The front
페리오
teeth
상태로
fell out
전부 다 임플란트로
because of
대체해야
perio
되는
problem, and
케이스입니다.
they need to be
66세 남자
replaced
환자였었고요.
by
이
implant.
환자를
66-year-old
리퍼
male.
받았을 때
And when the
참
patient was referred to
앞으로
me,
발치를 하고 그 다음에 한 2,
I
3개월 기다렸다가
was
연조직이 안정된
worried
후에 버티컬
because I
어그멘테이션을
have to
굉장히 큰
extract the
기법으로
teeth,
시행하고
and
또 한 4,
after
5개월 또는 5, 6개월 기다렸다가
waiting several
임플란트를
months
식립하고
on
그 다음에
implants
또
need to
몇
be
개월
placed,
기다렸다가
and after
템포라리
several months,
파이널로 이어지는 한 1년,
temporaries,
2년 정도
and finally
이행되는
final
그런
prosthesis need to
오랜
be delivered.
기간을
It will
참아낼
take
수 있을
1
것인가
to
라는
2
기간을
years,
했을
and I was
때 이
worried whether
케이스를
the
볼 때
patient
제가 이렇게
could
시뮬레이션 한
endure
대로
all that.
임플란트만 정확하게
If
식립할 수
implants
있다면
are placed
추가로
accurately
같이 고리식을
as
하고
planned,
연조직식을 같이 했을
additional
때
bone graft
그것이
and soft
어느
tissue
정도의
graft can be
심리적인
done,
결과를 얻을 수
and how
있겠구나
much aesthetic
있겠구나라는
result
자신감을
can be
가질 수
achieved. But I
있었죠.
was confident
그래서
that I can
잇몸을
get that
열고
result. So I
잇몸을
opened the
열고
gum,
정확한 가이드에
and
맞춰서
according
임플란트를
to
식립을
the
하고
guide,
임플란트
implants
위에다가
were placed,
곧바로
and over the implants, temporary abutments, custom abutments were connected, and we planned the immediate loading, and a lot of bone grafting was done, and after that, impression was taken, and temporary was delivered to the front teeth so that the patient could do the social activities. So after several months, in the second provisional, soft tissue is increased using CT graft. In the second provisional, crowns, screw type, was delivered. The first and second provisionals, CT graft and bone grafting could be maintained stable. This is the final photo, and this is the referred case, and I didn't do the final prosthesis myself, but if you look at the bone and the gingiva, they look reasonable. And that was all done simultaneously with implant placement. The temporary was delivered at the same time, so the patient could enjoy aesthetic and functional functions. So digital guided surgery, digital technology have contributed a lot to the implant stability. The third topic is the safety. What is it? Implant surgery, implant healing should be achieved in a safe way. If you use a digital technology, that is possible. So immediate implant placement can benefit from this. In the lower posterior region, implants need to be placed. So right on the day of extraction, it is healed. So accurate implant positions are identified, and the implant is placed using a guide in an accurate position, and bone graft is done too. On top of it, using the digital technology, customized healing abutment was mounted. The customized healing abutment, it doesn't require suturing, and there is no need to attach the gingiva to be lost, so it can be healed very simply. Emergency profile near the extraction socket, prefabricated design device can be used for emergence profile. This is the big advantage of using digital technology in the extraction socket, and at each implant site, the healing abutments can be customized and prefabricated using a 3D printer. A 3D printer can print this. Then mechanical closure of the extraction site can be achieved, and individually customized emergency profile can be formed. So this prevents the loss of oral vestibule and attached gingiva, leading to stability. So individually, the customized healing abutments are fabricated, and the result is like this, very clean healing. So an interesting case is here. Upper anterior case, number 23, has a severe gingival loss, so implant should be placed here. Socket preservation, ridge preservation would be required in the past. After bone graft, we need to wait to go to the next step. If you analyze here, the gingiva is deficient, but implant can be placed, and CT graft and bone graft can be done at the same time. Bone graft and CT graft need to be stabilized. Customized healing abutment would be the answer. So it should be fabricated according to the site and used during surgery. The implant is placed using a guide, and bone graft is done, and healing abutment is inserted for the healing. And what is the result? In this case, the CT graft was expected, but it wasn't really necessary. So it is healed like this. The healing is excellent. Why is that? Bone and the soft tissue healed because of it is guided and induced. The customized alveolar bone, it is made according to the alveolar bone thanks to the digital technology. It has limitless potentiality to increase the stability of implant and increase the healing pattern. Next, the fourth benefit of digital dentistry or digital technology. Minimal invasiveness. As you know, digital dentistry is effective as it enables flapless surgery. So it is a minimal invasive. For the minimal invasiveness, we should ensure the accurate surgery. So the result should be good. Otherwise, a minimal invasiveness wouldn't mean anything. So even though the surgery is convenient and simple, if the result is not good, minimal invasiveness is not significant. So as long as the outcome is very good, the minimal invasiveness is something we have to pursue. That is possible through digital dentistry. This is 4 or 5 years ago. The implants needed to be placed in the upper and lower jaws. The patient was afraid of surgery. All the teeth were mobile in the upper jaw, and the denture in the lower jaw didn't fit well. So in the molar areas, implants can be placed, but a lot of bone grafting would be required. So the plan is all-on-4 for the mandible. The tilted implants can be placed using a fixed bridge. The patient was very fearful of surgery, so we decided to go for flapless. As Dr. Park talked about stability and mounting of a guide, that was very interesting. This was done 4 or 5 years ago. So two guides, double guides were made. One is removed when implants were placed, and anchor screws were like that to accurately position the guide. And 4 implants were placed flapless. Entering abutments were mounted over the implants, and screw type multi-unit abutment was connected. The screw type on the mandible, on the maxilla, 6 implants were placed in a standard way. That was flapless immediate placement. Bone grafting was done in the extraction socket. The implant's direction was very good. So stuck abutments were connected, and oral scanning was done, and temporary, the milled temporary was used at the time. So the 12-unit bridge, so immediate provision also for both jaws. So the temporary was maintained for several months, and a little bit of fracture is observed, but in terms of chewing, there was no problem. This is the result of the implant surgery. The second provisional was fabricated on the maxilla. It was switched to custom abutments, and cementation type is used for the prosthesis. Multi-unit abutment is used for the mandible. Metal framework, the fixed hybrid denture was used. So in the upper and lower jaws, the prostheses were delivered like this, and they were pretty accurate. Two-segment zirconia bridge was made, which can be removed and attached. The mandible, metal framework, fixed denture type, screw type was used because the final prosthesis could be done rather easily thanks to the accurate positioning from the beginning, accurate positioning of implants in a flapless surgery. So 3 years, it's about 4 years this year after final prosthesis. Lastly, what I want to talk about is the convenience. Up to now, we have looked at so many patients. What's the impression of this dentistry to them? It's very easy and convenient, and it can get finished very fast. So convenience to patient, that is the big advantage, because we can provide a temporary. For a full mouth case, complete denture, removable denture is used for a temporary, but in most cases that I showed you, we used immediate loading. I've been doing it for about 10 years. In terms of technique, it's a different technique, and it is still being developed, but for a full mouth in the upper and lower jaws, immediate loading is very convenient for the patient. The patient comes to me in Jeonju from Seoul, so she cannot come very often, and she's afraid of surgery, but the old denture was very uncomfortable for her. She was wearing the denture for a long time. The ridge is resorbed, and how can we provide implants with convenience? In the maxilla, this is the design I presented or suggested, and I told her that I can do upper and lower jaws in 1 day. And the patient was from far from Jeonju, so we decided to do all on 4 in the mandible, posterior in the upper jaw. The bone grafting will be done at the same time. In the anterior region, for implant stability, the immediate loading will be done in the anterior region. Fortunately, the remaining bone is very narrow and thin. If you place implants very accurately, they can be inserted in the bone housing. So it is not completely flapless surgery, but implant is placed with a guide, and the temporary needs to be delivered on the day. So on the maxilla, so a guide is fabricated and implants were placed flapless. 2 on the right were placed first and in the mandible. A guide is used and mounted on the remaining teeth, and the tilted implants were checked after opening it, and implants were placed. Using the implants during surgery, oral scanning was done. VD at the time of diagnosis and the VD at the time of surgery, they should be the same. So oral scanning is done, and in the surgery, we continue to place the rest of the implants. And multi-unit abutments were connected. Fortunately, on the maxilla, 4 implants had good stability. So abutments were connected, and the same goes for the mandible. And then oral scanning is done to fabricate temporaries in the afternoon. After the fabrication of the temporary, the patient had to go back to Seoul. So right before she went home, the delivery of temporaries for both jaws was made. For these temporaries to be made, everything should be accurate. At the time of surgery, the implants placed at the beginning need to be the reference for merging, leading to the final design. So occlusion of upper and lower jaws was achieved, and the patient was smiling when she went home. Now she's waiting for prosthesis. Many implants were placed in the maxilla just in one day. If it was not for digital dentistry, that could not have happened. Conclusion: what benefits can digital dentistry provide? What is the development direction of it? These 5. First, it is predictable outcome of treatment. In communicating with a patient, when we change treatment plan or when we try to find something to improve, that is very important. So, predictability can contribute to further development of the technology. We can guarantee the accuracy and stability of implant surgery. Bone grafting, soft tissue grafting, and stability of prosthesis can benefit from the accurately placed implants. So, accurate placement of implants can be achieved utilizing digital dentistry. So, any bone grafting can be done in a stable way. 3. If you use customized healing abutments, the implant site and the bone graft site can be stabilized in various areas that can be further developed and modified. Then, safe healing can be achieved. 4. Can provide minimally invasive surgery in the digital dentistry. Can you really achieve minimally invasive surgery? Yes, because of the accuracy provided by digital. The stability of a guide and stability of prosthesis can help to achieve minimally invasive surgery. And now we can do it even for a full mouth case. Lastly, during the healing period, we can provide functional and aesthetic convenience with immediate loading and temporaries.
제 발표에 나름대로
So
보람이
this
있게
is the conclusion that I have reached. Thank you for your attention.